Welcome to the RCAD.
Produced by Matt.
If you're wondering who I am, I'm filling in for Jack. My name's Matt. I'll be your host tonight. Joined as always by two lovely gentlemen.
Oh, Nick,
do you have a song for us tonight?
I have just a teeny bitty one.
A little ditty, if you will.
Yeah, a little one. I don't think anyone will know it except for Matt.
Oh, he just throws you under the bus every time, Chris.
I mean, what else is fucking new?
I mean, I'd be shocked if Chris knew this song. But. I stand in awe and shake my face. Nick's internet is all over the place. You promised to ramble, but what do I see? Just Nick's frozen face staring at me. Odds and ends. Ramblecast is gonna do it again.
Ace, I love it. Basement tapes. So,
yeah.
Bob Dylan and the band. So the dead giveaway is that your title on your name placard says Odds and Ends.
There you go. Yeah,
there you go.
So in 1967, Chris, Bob Dylan and the band holed up in Big
Woodstock
house, Woodstock.
Oh, fun!
Recorded just a shit ton of demos, and the point of it was really just to get Bob some money, send some ball, because people were just singing Bob's songs, but he's like, oh yeah, I'll just publish all these and people could sing them and I'll make money.
Sure.
And they never were released. And so in 1975, they released the Basement Tapes, which is all these demo recordings. And there's, some really good songs on it. And that was one that I just always liked because it's just kind of simple.
Nice. There you go.
One of my personal faves from that album is This Wheel's on Fire.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another good one.
I like Going to Acapulco and
Apple Suckling Tree. That's another little fun one.
So completely side note, but it's related to music. Everyday Inventions, most recent post.
Yeah.
With Sounds and Color.
Oh, yeah.
Great song, by the way.
Thank you.
Your musical choice almost rivals your artistic ability.
I love putting my artwork to music. So it's a true joy. And sometimes it's hard for me to find the right song. And what'll happen, because I post on both TikTok and Instagram, you can follow me at everyday_inventors on either platform. Sometimes one of the platforms will have a song that I really want to use and the other one won't. And so TikTok, which is what Chris sees a lot of my stuff posted on, had that song, Sound and Color. Instagram did not. So then that left me like in a tizzy where I was like, oh, I gotta, what should I use? What should I use? And then I'm spending more time like trying to find the perfect song and going through.
I need more Alabama Shakes in my life, to be honest with you. I think it's been a minute since they
broke up. Yeah.
Oh, that's probably why I haven't heard from them. Then.
They're on indefinite hiatus, is what.
Yeah, I thought she was doing some other stuff like with other people too. So like broadening. Oh, hey, here he is.
Dude, Brittany Howard's a fucking badass, dude. Like she's awesome.
Yeah, they only did the 2 records. That's it.
Yeah. Hey, Jack 5, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, Jack 5?
Yeah.
Jack 5.
I don't know how that came up, but I'm Jack 5. Who's Brittany Howard?
She's the lead singer of Alabama Shakes.
Very unique voice, very, very beautiful.
Awesome, smoky, raspy, bluesy soul voice. And it came up because Matt's most recent post on the old TikToks of the everyday_inventors featured that song, and I just think it was a wildly appropriate song for the artwork, and it's just a great song altogether. So I'm just giving them some kudos.
Thank you guys both for giving me those likes, and I don't know what'll happen. I think of them as lures. Maybe
Dude, seriously, like for those listening, which the 7 of you that are listening to us right now, if you enjoy art, And furthermore, if you enjoy art and getting high, I recommend getting high and watching Matt create art to music because it's actually fucking super soothing. I found myself watching the one I think I commented this is my favorite one yet because it was kind of like a culmination of a number of your works, wasn't it? The one I said best one yet?
Yeah, that one was like a water droplet one with these like
Yeah,
kind of water kind of coming around it, and
I think I watched that for like 10 minutes straight, just like
wow,
ripping it, and I was like,
thanks.
"Oh, this is
No,
fun."
high praise, and trust me, when I make these, it's very much in the moment. It's kind of like sometimes I have an idea, but really I'm just trying to be true. And sometimes I make mistakes. It's not all perfect.
I was just about ready to ask you that. Sometimes
Yeah.
you have to start over because it seems so fluid. You know,
I try to push through. Like there was one that I was working on today that I got to a point and I was like, I don't know, I fucked up this idea and I don't think it's going the way I want it to. And I was like, no, just stay with it, stick with it, see if you can pull it out. And then I like where it went. But there's always choices that I make that I'm like, oh, this hand doesn't look right, or this doesn't, But the idea is that I'm trying to put out a lot of different imagery to tell this story. So I'm trying to be loose with my work, but also trying to refine it or try to get somewhere where I'm I don't know, making things.
I still say go get breast implants and do it live.
Okay.
or just
go like this.
Toes up there.
Just do like every time. Go.
Yeah.
But I can't do it with my hand. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I think like a common theme of your artwork, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's just my observation. There's a lot of like dark space in the background, whether you're actually in outer space or it's a setting of like a really like a solid colored horizon or background. Like in seeing you actually draw out like the empty space of like stars and whatever, and then filling in the dark colors around it is mesmerizing to me because I can't imagine sitting there and fucking doing that and not making a mistake. Like if you're actually filling in like the darkness of space or like the color of the horizon or whatever it is you're drawing, it's actually cool to watch. So
I like trying to guess what you're gonna do, but then I'm never right.
No, it's I truly high praise, and I appreciate you guys giving me feedback.
I don't know shit about art, but I think it's pretty dope. So there you go.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you anything about art, but I like it.
Does he paint little happy trees? That's right.
Little sun with a little smile on it. No.
A lot of it's just kind of metaphysical, like me thinking about the afterlife, or I'm kind of loosely telling a story about kind of what happened to me and what I think happened to Cliff, and just I don't know. It's emotional. It's me working through a lot of my anxiety. It's art therapy. It's me being in the moment, and I'm being brutally honest. So, it's and it's enjoyable because I stick with drawings longer than if I were to just say, oh, here's a sketch and I'm done.
What if you did a video telling people what the journey?
I've thought about doing that. I've thought about doing
because people love the what am I like human touch. What am I trying to say? Where people share their,
like a testimonial.
What's going on in my life? This is why I'm doing this. I mean,
I think
Cindy,
I do that on this.
Cindy watches like 20 YouTube channels that I go, and all they're doing is talking about their life every day, and all this. I'm like going.
I just don't know if I'm ready to talk about it, except to you guys.
Well, I'm saying you don't have to get the whole thing. Just say
or that this is you talking about it, man.
Yeah,
like that's what it is. That's the
I don't know. Like,
I might,
but like you're talking about it through art. That's exactly what you're doing.
What were we gonna say?
So I wouldn't like it if Matt said why he's painting it or what it means to him. That's what I always like about art. It doesn't matter if it's painting or music or movies or anything. I always like it when the artist leaves it to the interpretation of the viewer, because there's so many times people have, like even like Roger Waters when he wrote The Wall, Pink Floyd, he wrote it about himself. He meant it for it to be autobiographical of like, oh, this is how my life went and it's just screwed up. And there's so many interpretations that other people have gotten out of that record that, he's even admitted like he's never thought about that in depth until people tell him. And he's like, holy shit. Yeah, I can totally see the relation there to that. And so.
Yeah, see, I'm different with art. Just tell me what I'm looking at.
Oh, okay.
Well, see, so I've lost sales on paintings or potential sales. Like people talk to me, or somebody you're at an art show and they're looking at your paintings and they're, oh, what was this about? And I'm like, well, my mom died and I'm going through like some really deep
Yeah,
depression.
you don't want to
Right.
do that.
And people don't want to hear that.
But
then you can't shine them on because
I think
you're being
TikTok,
honest,
but TikTok, I think people like that kind of stuff.
Oh, I'm sure. And I guess maybe one day I'll try something like that. But
I mean, you see people on there all the time that just nothing seems to go
I
their
also
way.
think about like all the time that I would spend trying to make some kind of like talking.
I'm not saying it has to be. I don't
Yeah.
think it has to be a long one. Just today, or you can just put it on the thing. Today is my
55th day of
No, I'm just saying you just put it like across the captions across spell
like
it out.
Yeah, like the words. Yeah, that
Yeah,
kind of removes
words,
the
words.
voice. Yeah, so it's definitely something that I wrestle with because
Look, I don't have all
the
the answers. I don't.
Maybe I should just hire an ASMR like assistant.
I'm telling you, like, if you got breast implants,
No, I'm just
Just one.
you're it would blow up.
just one. If you
Just
just
one.
have one breast,
Dude, if you had a single tit, dude,
Yeah,
I've thought about
There it
like
is.
just drawing.
you got to write on it though.
on it.
You got to
Yeah.
take a Sharpie and write on it.
And then like for your signature, you don't have to write like your name on your art. You just dip the tit in some paint and just smack it on the painting.
Yeah. No.
I think I've seen that one.
No, not the whole boob.
Thank
Right.
you.
The nipple.
Just the
Like,
nipple.
Thank you for the.
You ink the
I'm
nipple.
trying to do a Russian voice. Thank you for the
ink the
geese.
nipple, and then you do the imprint on the art.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, thanks for workshopping this with me.
I think we got a winner.
I might test shop that out on my side project. Only crayons.
Yes, the only crayons would work great on that.
It would be.
Yeah.
It'd be perfect.
I thought about only crayons could be coloring, like doing nudes, like famous nudes.
Matt's
with
nips and
crayons.
tricks in the art world.
Tips and tricks in the art world.
Famous
nips
news
and
would work.
tricks.
Tips and nips. Did you
Nips
say
and
tips
tricks.
and
Artwork.
Nips and tricks.
Here I go naming shit again.
nips and tips?
I actually kind of like that idea. If you were actually like really, really talented with crayons, and you could actually like reproduce famous paintings with crayons,
Only
but,
crayons.
but keep the childlike wonderment with the crayons in there. Like,
Every now and then, sharpen the crayon on that comes with the sharpener.
Only crayons still applies, dude. Like, that's got to be the account name is Only Crayons, because you only draw with crayons.
When I take a break from doing my everyday inventors, I promise you I am going to work on Only Crayons. Okay.
Yeah, nice.
So I promise you I will work on this. So
I love it, dude.
I don't have anything posted yet. So,
Outstanding.
but-
Out fucking standing.
I had to check. So
Only
only
like
crayons was only
grandmas and
only crayons
craypas.
was- It's
Do
only dot crayons. So but
Famous
it's
nudes
coming.
of first ladies. Fucking lazy Susan.
Yeah.
We're a fucked up bunch.
I mean, because Melania, there's already nude pictures out there of her, so that would be
right.
easy.
I don't have to fill in the blanks too hard.
Martha Washington might be tough. I never saw her naked. But you can just make it up.
Just dreams.
How would Martha Washington look today if she had an account on TikTok?
Thin. In
That
the
there's your niche. What would
scene from The Shining.
what would first ladies look like if they had an account on TikTok? And then
You could make an alternate TikTok account for that, Jack. So,
I can't draw though, so
you don't even need to draw these days. They've got AI doing it and stuff like that. So
I always liked.
I can cheat.
by the way, AI, it's not artificial intelligence. It's an algorithm created by like the computer. Okay, like let's just be real. It's not an actual artificial intelligence robot that's doing this. Okay,
Yet.
just a pet peeve of mine.
I always liked in the movie Airheads from the early
How are you
90s.
controlling this, Jack? You have
I have no idea, but I have control.
How do you have control of this?
I have no idea.
He's learned the tricks, I guess.
No, I think maybe because I posted it. I have no idea.
When John the retired guy gets on here, then he can have his own episode that's centric to him. So we can talk about Nick now, okay?
No, what I was just gonna say, because you're talking about like famous news, is like it's a little snidbit in the movie Airheads from the early '90s with Brendan Fraser.
Yosemite.
One of the things, because like they take over a radio station to get their tape played, and when the cops show up and ask for their demands, one of the things they ask for is nude pictures of B. Arthur. And I always loved it because like when they asked, I think it was Steve Buscemi, like, why are you asking for all these things? He's like, because we can plead insanity.
It's fucking funny.
I wouldn't fuck you with B. Arthur's dick. It was Bob Ross, right?
Yeah.
That was.
It's weird, he never did portraits or figures, I mean, that's the one thing that
I'm talking about the comedian.
Okay.
Jeff Ross. I'm sorry,
Jeff Ross. Okay, when you say Bob
Happy
Ross,
Little Tree.
Yeah.
That's why I said, does he paint happy little trees earlier? I don't think anybody got it.
I heard it.
Okay.
I have a pair of Bob Ross like sweatpants, like fleece pants, super comfy. But they got Bob Ross's face all over them.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm not wearing them now though.
What TV have you gentlemen have watched? Because there's been some TV this week.
I binged something and finished it.
What did you binge?
Cobra Kai season 5.
Oh, 5 was good. Yeah,
I haven't finished yet.
I've
watched the first 2 episodes.
I felt that it was really season 3 and 4 were kind of going downhill from. It started off really good in season 1 and 2, but season 5 I felt was a lot better written season.
What I took from it is because in today's world, if you make a mistake, you're canceled, right? I go, you can't tweet something stupid. You can't do. I mean,
you can't do stupid stuff.
Especially something from your past. I mean, you could have done something when you're like 18, 19. You're labeled for life. In Cobra Kai, you get a second chance at life. Am I right?
Well, I love that, like the latest thing, because they're bringing back all these old characters from the movies. Because like in Batman, it's always you either die the hero or live to see yourself become the villain. And in Cobra Kai, it's the opposite. You either you're the villain and you live to become the hero. Because like all the bad guys from the movies are now the good guys in the show.
Because you had.
Don't pull a Matt here, because not all of us have finished watching season 5. We don't need to have the spoilers.
And when Danielson dies.
Right.
Yeah, right.
That just I can't believe they went there.
When
That's
zombie Mr. Miyagi shows up out of nowhere, it's like it's
Danielson.
I thought it was
Danielson.
Right. I didn't think it was
CGI was on point.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they had a CGI Johnny.
They did.
Young Johnny.
I think that was just an actor. But,
you think so?
Yeah, I think that was just somebody that looked like him.
Wearing a green.
I thought it was CGI, but I could be wrong.
It could have been, but to me, it looked like just a kid they got that looked similar.
This was one of my I'll say one of my favorite seasons.
Yeah,
nice.
season 5 was good.
Because you had what's his name? Chosen, who we didn't like in Karate Kid 2.
Right,
he was a bastard, dude.
Yeah,
he was the worst.
I liked him. I felt they tried to make him a little too much. Shit, did I freeze?
As much of an asshole as he is, I bet you Chosen's got way better internet than me.
way better internet. Yeah, I felt that they tried to make him a little bit too much. Yeah. I felt they tried to make him a little bit too much of a comic relief, but
he was funny. It was funny, but I thought that they did a good job, explaining why he was helping out, why he wanted, his honor, he had. He lost to Daniel because of that little drum thing.
Right. I remember writing my sister. I was like, "There's no way Chosen doesn't get deported. He's just assaulting people right and left."
It also shows you how. I saw the episode of Chosen, one of them. But it shows you how well Ralph Macchio aged versus how poorly others didn't. Like he looks 20 years older than Ralph Macchio. And they're probably the same age.
Well,
I bet.
what's it? Silver.
Terry Silver.
Terry Silver is only 2 years older than Ralph Macchio.
Right.
I mean, look at Jack and I. I mean, where there's like 2 years difference.
But in that movie in Karate Kid Part 3, Ralph Macchio was 30. So
I thought he was 28.
He's somewhere in there, around 30. Yeah,
28.
But even the redhead from Karate Kid Part 3 makes a cameo, and I didn't recognize that was her until it finally dawned on me.
I thought most redheads could like recognize each other. Like that was.
I thought it was a code. You go.
I have a confession, and I think Karate Kid 1 and 2 are the only ones that I think are.
You're not missing anything. 3
are worth it.
3 is horrible. Yeah.
I watched 3 once, but that was it. But you have what's his name? Is it Barnes?
Mm-hmm.
And even he gets redemption.
A little bit.
As much as I would love to talk more about Karate Kid, I was curious if Chris watched.
You don't watch it?
I just kind of lost interest in it. So sorry.
I think they need to bring it to a close. I mean, it's been 5 seasons.
I don't know how
many they're going to do, but
there's another season coming up. But I could. What are we doing here? Who's going to be the bad guy?
Right. The only legacy character you got left is Hilary Swank.
I think she's coming back though.
She has been mum, like she has not confirmed or denied it.
Well, she was put in intensive care after the $1 Million Baby incident. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
She died actually. Yeah,
oh, right, that's right.
That's why you don't leave the stool. You don't leave the stool in there. Right?
I was curious if Chris, because you were excited about Quantum Leap. Did you watch?
I haven't.
Okay.
It's out already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot that it was coming out. It's on CBS or ABC, one of the major networks. You can probably get it on your Hulu's or your UBT.
But you can watch it on
YouTube TV, all that stuff. I haven't seen it yet. No.
Okay.
But I have dabbled in 2 different shows. So I watched the first couple episodes of The Rings of Power, the prequel to the Lord of the Rings. Well, you got a thumbs down, Nick. Oh, so far. Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
Okay, so I've
heard for people who are just the the first couple episodes are actually pretty good, but then it starts coming off the wheels. Like you can just tell that the writing isn't there.
Oh, okay. So I've only seen the first couple of episodes, but what I can comment on from what I have seen in comparison to your Game of Thrones, your Wheel of Time, your The Witcher, I've seen House of Dragons yet, but like. In comparison to those all relatively the same genre of storytelling, fantasy realms, like medieval related fantasy realms, so forth and so on, like I feel good about watching it. Like it brings back good memories of
it's
watching.
no Manifest.
No,
nothing's Manifest.
It does have a very lighter feel to it.
It's a lighter feel, and I felt like I was almost back into like the original series of the Hobbiton, right? When you get the Harfoot, which is essentially a race of hobbits, right, or one of the lineages of hobbits. It just felt like familiar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, 'cause I remember watching the original movie, the trilogy, with just such great admiration for how that movie was made, and I feel it in watching this version. Although I kind of don't like the casting of what's his nuts, the guy that I asked you guys about last week, Elrond. So I'm not a big fan of the Elrond casting. But one of the parts I watched was I watched his attempt to go back and kind of meet with his old friend without trying to get too far into it. He it's kind of like the reintegration of the elves and the dwarves. This is really annoying, Jack. Thanks, but for those at home, Jack's just messing with his comment saying Lord of the Rings sucks. Anyways,
well, Matt's fighting.
We have dueling producers.
Yeah. So I guess don't know.
This is why you joined us live.
I wasn't too thrilled about that casting, but everything else I've really enjoyed thus far, and hopefully it sticks nice.
The end of the first episode, Chris, like, you've seen a lot of the drawings that I've been making, and I just felt like it was like some of the imagery I was kind of like working with, like, just, I don't know, like boats and mystical light and stuff like that. So I really, really enjoyed some aspects of it. So not a show that you can just kind of like do other things. You kind of have to really kind of just walk into that world and pay attention to it.
Will Fry asks, why do you hate the 11th Doctor? I didn't realize that the same guy who plays Doctor Who? Question mark? I don't know. Is it?
Matt Smith.
That's House of Dragon.
Yeah, that's House of Dragon.
Oh, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about a completely different show.
You're talking about a bad show. We're talking House of Dragons is a good show.
I don't know if Will Fry is intentionally missing that up or accidentally, but
who's got a cat that's screaming?
Meowsers.
It's our cat.
Oh,
fucking cats, dude.
What?
I hate cats.
I'm done. It's not even my cat. It's my wife's cat. Such a pain in the ass. He'll like 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning, he'll start doing that. It's like, where's my pillow?
I didn't even notice it. Did it interrupt the show?
I can hear it.
I can hear it.
Can you hear that commercial break?
Meow.
Nick's like, okay.
Yeah. So in the other show I watched the first episode of, and I wish I'd spent more time so I didn't have to watch only the first episode of Andor.
Oh, yes.
Oh, is it good?
It was really good. I thought the pace of the
Nick's
first
like,
episode. Nick wants to fucking jump through the screen and murder me right now.
No.
I think they did a really nice job of kind of introducing a new storyline that's completely on its own at this point, right? And they got it's interesting how they're kind of setting up the story. Nick hates everything, but I like it. I think it's got a good pace. It was not slow at any point for me. I think it was just kind of got right to the point what we're trying to accomplish. And the first opening scene gave me a little bit of when he's walking down what looks like the highway there, or the access hall.
Is it spoiling me?
No. It gave me some Star Wars Rebels feels like that first opening scene of Star Wars Rebels when they're kind of like fleeing the town. I don't know, it's kind of cool, but I like it so far. Only one episode in, I like it.
I agree with you there. I think the look, especially, it definitely looks like Star Wars.
It does.
My only issue with it was that I felt plot wise, you could have made the 3 episodes into 1 episode and been just as fine. But that was
I mean, I think that's kind of why they release all 3 at once, right?
I like the pacing so far.
It feels smooth.
That it doesn't feel like canned Star Wars where, we got to get this in and we got to get this reference in and we got to get this in. It's not like so jam packed.
The product placement.
I think that, because I usually hate fan service, and that's why I wanted Star Wars to. It doesn't always have to be like the original Star Wars. Like, it can be its own thing, just in that world.
You're saying it can't be good?
No, like.
I
guess what Chris is saying is like I like that it's kind of its own thing. It feels like it's gonna be its own thing. It doesn't have to relate to the Skywalkers and the Jedi and lightsabers and everything else. It can literally just be in that world and still be a relevant story.
Because Andor is essentially a non kind of legacy character. He's only been in one. They have so much room to build that character and it's kind of like, oh, well, we don't have to have him, all of these things connect to him. Like, he doesn't, oh, well, there's that one video game that he was in, or there's this one story that we want to like relate it to. It's just like they can
it doesn't have to be canon. It can be its own thing, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And I think they can really take it further.
That's how these shows should be, though. And stand up on your own two,
I think you could take the story over the first 3 episodes and remove all the science fiction elements, and it could just take place on Earth with,
you look at Better Call Saul. That I mean, I'm still on season 3 or season 4, but I never thought it was going to work. But it made its own story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it went from how we see Saul in Breaking Bad. We've all seen Breaking Bad, right? But how are they going to make a main character out of that guy?
Right.
Well, it's a fall from grace story. Yeah.
But I get it. But it's.
I think there's some fans that are just like, why Andor? Because who's that? You know. But with that, it's a double-edged sword where it kind of frees you up to do more with a character which doesn't have like, well, he's got to face off against Darth Vader.
I still say shows are better off if they can do their own thing.
Yeah.
But you got to do it right though too. You can't just do it half-ass.
I mean, there's a lot of potential with Andor in that he's clearly going to be a spy for the rebellion, and there's a lot of things to show in the background of like how did the rebellion really start? Like, you know, like what was he doing for the rebellion? And it's kind of like with the Force Unleashed, how, you know, you saw Vader have an apprentice, which is no longer canon anymore. You can do a lot of that stuff, and like here's the main story, but you're seeing all this really cool stuff in the background of what's going on.
Yeah, I mean,
if they use that, I think it'd be a really good show.
Yeah, I don't know if they even necessarily need to show the development of the entire rebellion. We can just see, you know, this life that he lives, you know, and the things that are swirling around him. So because based on the first 3 episodes, there's a lot of characters and people that he's always connected with, you know, and he always kind of seems like he's running. So
I just want it to be gritty. You know, that's what I like. Because I always think Star Wars sometimes plays it too safe. You know,
we at least 3 of us have seen the opening sequence, and there's a setting in the opening that basically right out of the gate, it's like,
here you go, ready. It's not even a spoiler. It happens in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah,
he kills a guy.
What?
Like,
oh, I thought we were going to say that.
Does he kill Steve Martin?
Not Steve
I
Martin.
thought that we were going to say that he's in a brothel, because that was something that I had a conversation with my daughter about. I was like, okay. So
it's a pretty tame brothel, but yeah,
it's a pretty tame brothel, but there's still implications.
It's not the brothel that we see in
it's just like
House of Dragons.
Yeah,
but still, you.
Did I?
The concept is just as dirty as the imagery.
I want to stay on Andor, but like Jack, the actress who plays the young Rhaenyra or whatever. She made a comment that was really kind of funny, and you don't think about the other day about that scene, how she goes, well, yeah, you might be disgusted about what we're doing, but think about all of the extras who had to spend hours upon hours just naked on top of other people, you know, like take after take after take, pretending to 69. You know, you're like, oh my God. Like,
for 12 hours. I'm like going,
that's just gross.
Had worse jobs.
I mean, yeah. I get these medieval boobs in my face for 8 hours.
Geez, yeah.
Did anyone see the show Reboot?
No, it's on my list to see it.
Yeah, that was really good. It starts off as well with 3 episodes, and I kind of like the fact that Andor did the same thing, where it's like,
it's Reboot. What channel is Reboot on?
Sorry, that's on Hulu.
We have Hulu now.
Okay,
well,
nice.
My wife decided she had to watch some shows.
Okay.
We have Hulu again. I go, okay.
All right. So The Bear and the Reboot. Reboot is a sitcom comedy around the concept of a show that aired, I think, in 2002 or something like that. And 20 years later, they're coming back to the cast and they want to reboot the show.
Oh, it's a fake show from 2002?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fake show from 2002. And then it's these different cast members getting back together and just some of the antics that ensue. And Paul Reiser, he plays the producer of the original show, and he's coming back to kind of helm the show.
Not called the Paul Reiser Show, is it?
No, he's not a main character.
Okay.
But you know, his character I guess he's kind of a main character in some ways. But it's worth a watch though.
Right.
I think it's really funny. Keegan, Michael Key from Key and Peele, he's in it as well.
Oh, okay.
So, and then I'm trying to remember the
Joanna.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the. You're talking about the football names?
No. When he's
okay.
when he's doing the class, he's a substitute teacher.
Oh yeah.
Akron. He's like, do you mean Aaron?
That's so
Aaron.
good.
It's so fun. I watch it like every 3 months. I'll just okay, I need a laugh, and it's so fucking funny.
Just for a second, go back to Andor, but it's like Matt. No, we're not done. We're never done. Just like just like how in Obi-Wan in the original movie in episode 4, he says like, and he was a good friend. Talking about Anakin. There's certain lines that always kind of carry a little bit of weight, and you want to see what's the meaning behind that. And we never got it really with the prequel trilogy, but we did see a lot of it in the Clone Wars cartoons. And so it's just like in Rogue One when he's talking to the main actress, Jin, or so. And
Jin's from Lost.
Yeah. But he says something to her like, you have no idea what I've done. Like, you have no idea the sacrifices or whatever. Like basically he's telling her like,
yeah. I feel like the show is based around that line,
right? And I want that grittiness. I want like some. He doesn't have to be completely messed up, but I really want to see him sacrifice something where you're like, dang, or kill somebody to the point where you're just like, whoa, that's heavy for Star Wars. Because a lot of times they skirt that PG-13, and
but you've seen the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, I have.
Okay,
it's still big. It's, I don't know. I always want something darker.
I don't want to spoil Chris on something, but I just feel like there are certain tones that are taken throughout those first, and I definitely my kids and I all watched it together, and they were both like, oh man, we need something light, because they were just coming out of this like coma of
I want B to come rolling out, with a flamethrower and just like light somebody on fire. I'm kidding.
So you're still
television's changed since I was
adult enough.
I want it. Yeah, I always want it to be adult. I always want it to be dark.
I feel like we're getting good stuff, and you're still like, this is still not good.
There's not enough bloodshed.
I want more, and I know I shouldn't.
This coffee isn't bitter enough.
Why don't you? If you want darker, or you want like something tragic, watch another Titans game.
He wants his bitterness with like liberal tears or something.
Hey,
like that,
to be fair to the Titans,
there is no fair to the Titans.
I get the crap. I get the Bills come beat the crap out of me every month. So. Anyway, shit.
He's got 6 more notes on Andor.
That was a close game.
Hey,
speaking of crap.
I'm interjecting a random fact, and we'll get back into the other stuff. Today marks the day that the television show, if it were a person, could legally vote.
18 years ago today. I wrote that down.
18 years ago.
I was like, holy shit.
Fuck.
That's crazy.
That's a picture on Instagram of Paul McCartney's daughter that he had with Heather Mills. It was on Instagram, and she's 18 now. And I'm like, fuck. Because I remember when she was born. I'm like, oh, God.
I didn't know he had a daughter with her. I didn't know they were together.
I think her name's Beatrice, Beatrice McCarthy.
What's her middle name?
We're Beatrice.
Stockholm?
You guys don't remember that? Those commercials were Beatrice?
No.
Yeah, they were taking over the world.
They were in between those episodes of Maude.
And then there's
everything
Maude.
Was just like first name words.
And then there's Maude.
So, it's been a slow few weeks of TV, of new things. And so I wanted to give a show. I always heard.
Was it Max Headroom?
I wanted to give a show.
Shit, God damn it. Anyway, no, it was Max.
God damn it, Maverick.
I wanted to give a show a shot that I'd heard a lot of praise for, The Good Place. And I couldn't stand it. I hated it. What? I hated it. I gave it 4 episodes, and I hated it. I thought it was.
I still haven't watched the ending of it.
I could figure it out pretty quick. Like, I was like, okay, obviously they're not in the good place.
Why do you hate Kristen? Why do you hate Kristen Bell?
I do
I
hate
love Kristen Bell.
actually, though. But yeah, I was like, oh, they're obviously not.
My wife has a crush.
How do you
on,
hate?
my wife has a crush on Kristen Bell.
So does my wife. Like, how do you hate on Kristen Bell?
Never cared for her.
Fuck, I think she's adorable. I think she's funny.
Yeah,
I really like The Good Place.
she wasn't funny on Deadwood.
Was she on
No.
I
She
like
was
the
on
mix
Deadwood.
of philosophy.
She was the one that tried to steal from Cy Tolliver and gets her skull bashed in
Oh no.
Mhm.
with her brother.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah,
Jack's a walking
Yeah.
lexicon.
I don't know. Like I've heard it gets better if I keep watching it, but it was one of those where it's like, oh, these 3 or 4 people, the main characters obviously are not good people. They're just presented that way, and they're in hell or experimental hell or whatever. And I was like, okay, I can kind of figure this out.
I thought it was hilarious.
I
people
never
told me
laughed
I
one
liked it.
time. Actually, there's only one time I laughed. It was when he kicked the dog into the sun. That made me laugh.
Seriously.
Oh, if there's animal abuse, I'm all in. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it was hilarious because Ted Danson's freaking out because his world's falling apart. And then no one's claiming the dog, so he kicks the dog into the sun, and then the old lady's like, "Have you seen my dog?" And I'm like,
Maybe
You're gonna get
they have an
canceled
episode where
by
they
PETA
pull
this
wings
week.
off flies.
Wow, and we make fun of Chris for beating up on old people, but
And then
Yeah.
oh, jeez, man.
anyway, if someone can make the counter argument for me to keep watching it, I'll give it another shot. But
I thought it was funny. I enjoyed it. I just haven't watched the ending yet.
yeah, I liked it. I like the mix of philosophy. I like how the different seasons add new dimensions. So
Yeah, Randy says 50th anniversary of MASH starting too.
oh,
damn,
Fucking,
right.
I went, holy crap! I watched those shows when they were live.
so MASH can now legally date Lost.
Wow.
Wait,
Yeah.
no.
Only if they kick
Yes,
only if they
you're
kick a
right.
dog. Yeah.
I was gonna mention because I think last week or week before last, that I watched season 1 and 2 of House of Cards and I had Googled but prior, like, when should you stop watching it? And Jack, you had said like you liked season 3 and 4, I think.
Well, I said I watched up to season. I didn't watch the last one with just
season 6, yeah.
just Penn. What's her name?
Yeah.
I don't like her name.
But I agree though.
John Penn's ex-wife.
No one who watches House of Cards is going to stop at season 2, but really you should stop at the end of season 2 because season 3 isn't that bad, but the show changes because to me, season 1 and 2 are so good because it literally is a House of Cards. He's a piece of shit a congressman who is playing everybody off everybody to get power. But then at the end of season 2, he becomes president. And it changes to a political show at that point. It's no longer a House of Cards. It's
Right, plus it he would it would have been better if he just stayed a powerful senator.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then the actor's life was a House of Cards.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that person they're not.
I think he's
they're not
settled.
I think he's either settled, but criminal charges are not going to be.
Well, I think it was too late because like the main actor who was accusing him, that was from like the early 90s. It was way beyond statute of limitations.
Right. And that was one guy we go, no, not him. No. We like him. But no, we don't like him anymore.
No, we don't like him anymore.
So, when I said Karate Kid, people deserve redemption, but not, no. There's
I don't know, like some of those people, though, that you hear about, this thing happened, and then other people are like, oh, yeah, he's been a big asshole in Hollywood this whole time. You're like, oh, okay. You're like,
there's lots of people like that. Yeah.
So,
there's people on this podcast like that.
Jeez, am I right?
Well, who that could be?
I was really, really? You pointing at Chris?
I don't know what I'm pointing at.
I watched so I watched that reboot. I'm trying to watch. Oh yeah, and then Welcome to Wrexham.
Oh yeah. Chris Rickman.
I'm still like there was one episode that just recently dropped, but because I just saw it on Hulu. I was like, damn, when are these episodes just keep coming out? Have you seen the one where they go into detail about whales? There's like a whole episode. Yeah, love it.
Awesome. It was a history lesson.
It was a little
by Ryan Reynolds.
What show is this? Oh, that show. That's right.
Welcome to Wrexham. Yeah,
And that's on Hulu.
that is on Hulu. Yeah.
Okay, that's what.
So.
Now I can start. I can watch that, and I can watch Dinosaur. What's it
Bear.
The Bear.
called? The Bear. Okay. I couldn't remember.
There's a lot of stuff.
Fucking
There's a lot of
Woodland
good
Predator.
stuff.
I don't know which one it is.
The Bear's more,
Bear.
drama, but it's bingeable in an evening.
Have you guys? I mean, I know this is from last season, but did you guys ever watch Ghosts?
Ghosts.
The comedy on CBS.
I don't think you ever brought it up.
I brought it up several times.
That's the first time I've heard of it.
Are you talking about Ghosted?
No, Ghost. It's just comedy on CBS. When I first saw the previews, I'm like, this is gonna suck.
It's just called
Network
Ghost.
TV.
It's network TV, and it's fucking hilarious.
I'm typing in Ghost. And,
Ghosts. One of the
plural.
Like a plural ghosts.
and so one of the girls gets mauled. If they die in this one part, they have to stay until they get sucked off.
I'm sorry, what?
Whoa, yeah, what?
You had me at sucked off.
I got Nick's attention when they
attention,
because they're just floating around. They're just they're not able to leave. But when they finally get their cue to go up, they get sucked. They call it sucked off.
Oh,
all right.
So it's like Dan
just
Aykroyd and Ghostbusters.
Well, no.
Right.
Oh,
yeah. See, Randy says Jack has talked about ghosts before. It's hilarious.
I'm looking at the website for it right now, and I have no recollection of Jack mentioning this.
I have talked about it several. I'm telling you guys, if you watch it, you will laugh.
I write what we talk about. I guarantee you, I'll never see ghosts in here.
Randy said I've talked about it.
It's Randy. You can't believe Randy.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a stupid, dumbass show. The premise is this girl, this guy and girl inherit a mansion, and there's ghosts living there. Well, no one can see the ghost. She takes a fall, and suddenly she can see the ghost. And so each week, the hilarity, it's hilarious that there's different people. That's right. Nancy Reagan make an appearance. Yes, that's when they suck off.
Let me show you how it's done.
Oh, fuck.
You're doing it wrong. I'm a professional.
I'm the goat for a reason.
I should have won an Oscar. Anyway.
Matt, just a reminder of you, Lego Masters is back.
Yeah, did you watch it?
I did the first, yeah.
Okay, so this was the other show I wanted to mention.
So no one's going to take a chance on Ghost.
I never said that.
Brought it. What else? You piqued our attention. It sucked off.
I'm waiting for someone to say, "All right, I'll give it a shot."
I don't see someone get sucked off. I'm just saying.
Think we're gonna give it a shot. So yeah, I watched it tonight with my kids, and there was actually a line in Lego Masters that reminded me of you, Nick. Something happens, and there's like two brothers or they're two friends, and they're like, too late.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, that's like Nick.
Yeah.
And so it was the most Nick-ism, and I was like, yeah, it made me think of you. So I can't remember who said it, but yeah.
I that comes from the movie Clue, though.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I watched Clue, God knows how much as a kid, and so anytime someone says a long story too short or anything like that, I always say too late because it's just
it's just a throwaway moment on that show. So, yeah, excited that it's back. Sad to see who got kicked off because the team, and no spoilers here. So,
go ahead.
No, I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil who.
Oh, you spoil Burners in the Building without even thinking about it. And Legoland, none of us are going to watch it, and you go, I don't want to spoil you.
No, I could describe them, but it's going to give it away. So
go ahead.
No,
too late.
All I'm going to say is that for those that have seen it, it's unfortunate because.
Does anybody in the chat watch Lego Masters? What's it called?
You should. It's
I'm
good.
talking
I like
to
Legos.
Nick right now. I'm talking to my friend Nick.
Well, we're supposed to be talking to the public.
Yeah. What do you think the public does? They're just tuning into this conversation, figuring out what we're talking about.
I do like that meme. I don't know if you guys have seen it, where it's like a grown adult talking to his parents. He's like, I made a new friend today, and the parents are like, real person or a podcast host?
That's a good one. I like that.
That's pretty funny.
That is funny.
John
says, "No, I'm an adult."
It's good. I felt, because when you have this many people competing, like the first episode's always a bit janky for me. It's like you don't really get to see what they're doing and how they're building it. It's just like, oh, well, here's your challenge. There's your finished product.
Yeah.
And I totally felt they were going to do the usual first episode of like, no one's getting kicked off today, and then they did. What's going on?
Okay, just to be clear, Sherry, I'm not denying that he hasn't talked about ghosts on the show. Okay,
we're just acknowledging we weren't listening.
That's okay. You're messing up.
We're being
well.
Polite,
To be fair, the way in which you've spoken about ghost when you thought of what it was, you probably like glanced over the idea of talking about ghosts.
We were probably. Yes, there is a British version too, and that's on HBO Max, by the way. So, because I've looked at that a couple times, and then I was like, I think Jack told me about this show. I'm not going to watch it.
Go to hell.
I'm already there because I got sucked off.
No, if you get sucked off, you go to heaven.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh, wow. So you get sucked off and go to heaven?
It's a deal.
Just kidding.
There's a lot of people walking around that didn't get sucked off. So there you go. Those are the married guys.
They must be married, yeah.
Let's get back to that Lego talk, though. So, because clearly Nick's internet.
Oh, you're married?
Nah,
you're not. You're not going.
Jack and I have finished each other's sentences tonight. It's been
I know.
It's weird. Yeah.
Maybe you should be up there then. So.
Will says he finally got the Lego DeLorean, which is good for you.
Nice.
I like John, the retired guy. How comes Nick's internet never goes out during Lego talk?
I like having dueling podcasting hosts here. So.
I watched Tombstone again the other day.
It's classic.
That was great. I did fast forward just to some of the
the
scenes with Wyatt Earp and Dana Delaney. Even though I like her, I just like I want some violence.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't realize the guy that was in Gladiator, the guy that betrays, he's the second in command to Maximus. The second, he goes, "Seize your sword!" When at the end, when he finally goes, "Okay, maybe I will help him out." The guy, the guy who becomes the top general guy. No,
I haven't watched that movie in at least 15 years.
I'm talking about Gladiator.
I am
too.
I haven't
watched Gladiator in a while, but
he's
established. I don't.
He's got a bit part in Tombstone. I went,
in Tombstone? What scene?
He's just a guy that puts his gun back in his. When Wyatt Earp goes out there, when what's his name's howling at the moon, Powers Booth, when he's on the opium, and he puts the gun, and they all come out, and he puts his gun. I mean, he doesn't have any lines. I just said I'd never noticed him before.
Oh, okay. So I know it's scene you're talking about.
Oh, that's the guy because remember he says to him, "Can you protect my family?" Because he's going to be, Maximus is going to be killed. You don't remember that part.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Now he's tall, skinny guy.
Yeah, and he goes,
and
then he betrays Maximus. I mean, what a dick. Anyway, he's in Tombstone. I thought it was funny, and I'm still watching Wings. I had season 3.
It's a good show. It's got its highs and lows, but
we finally got what's his name, Antonio the cab driver is finally in it.
Oh, okay. On
didn't hear any
Wings.
of that.
Antonio the cab driver is finally in it.
Yeah, because to me, like this, I like the side characters in Wings more than I do the main cast. Like Antonio, Roy,
Lowell.
and Faye and Lowell. To me, those 4 people are the show. Like even though Brian and Tim and like, they're okay, but like
My wife, I remember we used to watch it when it first came out. She goes, "That's Faye." What she says, Faye was in Bewitched. I go, "No, she wasn't. No, she thought she was the Darren's
mom, Esmeralda.
No, Darren's mom.
Darren's mom. Oh,
both Darren's moms, because there's two Darrens. But I said,
yeah,
no.
but they still have the same mom. They were just brothers from a different mother.
Yeah, but I said no. We didn't have an internet back then, so I said no. That's not. She'd be like 100 years old. But anyway.
Yeah, Roy, the actor who played Roy. There's a lot of movies from the 80s that were not hits that I just like Mr. Mom. We've talked about that many times.
Mr. Mom wasn't a hit?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe it was. Movies that are not by today's standards, like blockbusters or something you tell people you got to watch,
If Michael Keaton would have killed a man with his bare hands in Mr. Mom, I would have liked it.
He buys tampons. He buys tampons.
He killed the vacuum cleaner with his bare hands, and he burned the whoopee. Yeah. So he was violent. Well, a movie that I've always liked because my dad loved it was Let It Ride with Richard Dreyfuss. And and Roy's in that movie.
Roy's in it.
Yeah, he's got a little bit part. But if you've never seen Let It Ride, it's basically Richard Dreyfuss is the only. Well, there's other famous people in it now, but at the time he was the only famous person in it. And he has a gambling problem. And he goes to the track, and he's always been just a habitual loser. And he prays to God, if I had just give me a day to prove that you don't hate me, basically, And so whatever he does,
Hagrid's in that movie.
Hagrid's in that movie. That's right. Yeah.
Who's in it?
And Hagrid.
Robbie Coltrane.
He's the guy that sells the tickets. All the $50 win tickets.
Hagrid is from Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
You're a wizard, Harry.
But it's just a good
Hello, Harry.
solid B movie. It's
Harry.
hey, here's 90 minutes that I will not regret watching a movie.
But a lot of people a lot of actors don't like Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah, I heard he's a prick. Yeah.
But then you had him and Bill Murray did not get along. And what about Bob?
Some people too.
Mm.
Well, he got accused of something.
But Bill Murray does not.
Never went anywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, him and Bill Murray almost came to blows, I think, or something like that.
Really?
Bob is a classic, though.
Yeah.
Well,
because Bill Murray can be a little bit of a, I guess I still have him on the podcast, but
I fucking love that guy.
Well, it's just like he told Lucy Liu on Charlie's Angels that she needs to learn how to act, and so that's basically what killed that franchise, is because he wasn't going to work with her anymore, and she wasn't going to work with him. Not that I cared about those movies, but.
And what's Lucy Liu doing today?
Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
She was on an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, that was a few seasons ago, though.
No, it was the final season. Was
it the last season? Oh, okay.
She was dating Larry. She was dating Larry, but remember Larry walked into the window, the glass.
Oh, right. She got embarrassed. Yeah.
And she said after that, Larry David.
Yeah, you're unfuckable. Yeah.
Yeah. She goes, once you walk into the glass, you're in front of people, you're unfuckable.
That's true.
Well, I go, okay, Lucy Liu and Larry David. I go, I'm not seeing it, but it never happened because he walked into the glass. And that's when what's his name? He was going on a trip to China with the girl, and he had to find another girl with the same name, name, because she had the tick. If you haven't watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, you're missing out.
I read something the other day which I did not know, which was funny with Quentin Tarantino with Kill Bill, the Lucy Liu character. He actually based it off of, I think, Michelle Yeoh from Crouching Tiger and
okay,
and the new movie
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, exactly. He wrote it really with mind.
Pretend you're talking about Legos.
Yeah, I need to talk about Legos.
Talk about the Lego version of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Margaret Thatcher in a cold winter day.
He wrote it with her in mind. Yeah,
Margaret Thatcher.
He wrote it with, but he told her years later this, I wrote it really with you in mind. She goes, "Why did you cast me?" He goes, "Well, I thought, you're so badass. Who could kick your ass in a movie?" She was like, "True." because she always does play a badass.
Well, that's a way of saying, yeah, I didn't think about you.
Well, or he just it
would have cost too much money to get you.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Matt, you're awfully quiet tonight. That's supposed to be a Matt-centric episode.
What? No, I'm just.
I talked about watching Major League the week before, right?
Another classic.
I was trying to make sure.
Wesley Snipes. I mean, what happened to that guy?
He had income tax evasion.
I get that, but Jesus Christ.
Well, he got fat and he got cocky. And
he always bet on black.
But not fat and cocky.
He had a pretty good run. I mean, basically 89 through like 97. He had a pretty good.
Yeah, but
up to Blade.
Up to Blade, yeah. After Blade is when he kind of fell off.
Mm-hmm. But he was so good and everything. I mean,
can we think of anybody else that's fat and cocky?
He can hear you.
Who? Jesus? Santa? By the way, did you put up a poll on Facebook about what?
Yeah, I never did.
Oh, come on! You had one job.
I forgot all about it.
Yeah, you ruined the email.
I did. Oh, there's an email. I didn't want to hear the one person go, well, if I would listen, but I don't.
Oh, that's why.
So, how could you leave that? But
I think you were too busy watching those grandkids, and then all of a sudden it was
that's
the
not
weekend,
that's not a lie.
And then all of a sudden it's like, it's Sunday and it's football, and then boom, it's Monday.
Because
kids again.
Well, I was going to watch the Colts,
Wednesday.
I figured they could beat Jacksonville, but they got shut out.
Yeah, I don't. I'm so glad I didn't watch that game.
But I've been watching Zach's playing baseball.
Man, he runs like Jay.
But no, wait, what? You just stepped on my. He doesn't run. They've trained him not to run like Jay anymore. They've worked on it. He doesn't run. I go. My first thing, I go, fuck, he's running good. I go, what happened? He goes, we're training him not to run like me. I said, damn. That's awesome. And he's excited. He's into playing it. And then we took my youngest grandson, spent the night tonight. Well, actually, it wouldn't be my youngest grandson because I have another grandson I forgot about. It's only a month old. Like, fuck it. I can't keep track of all these kids. Anyway.
Second youngest, the youngest. You just.
So Hayden loves to watch baseball. And so we were watching the Padres and the Cardinals play today, and he likes Cardinals. He likes the Birds. He goes, he goes, Cardinals. I like. He's like 3. And I go, no. You can't root for the Cardinals. No, we're Padre. You're third generation Padre fan, so you're going to have to root for the Padres. That's it, Padres. And he goes, okay. And he's like, yeah, he's cheering. And then my daughter came in and said, oh, your great grandfather, my dad, his favorite team was the Cardinals. He goes, well, which one? He goes, well, which one is he? So we're trying to explain to a 3-year-old. Okay, now I said, why don't you even bring it up? Anyway, but he loves baseball, so we took him to. Well, first he goes. When I turned the game on, he goes, is Zacky, because he calls him Zacky Cheese, because I call him Zacky Cheese. Is Zacky Cheese playing here? I go, no, he's not playing. You'll see him tonight. So we took him to the game tonight. So, but he wanted to play with Zacky Cheese because Zacky Cheese is his idol. He loves Zacky Cheese. He orders.
Is it Zacky with cheese or is it Zach eats cheese?
It's just Zacky Cheese.
Okay. Zacky Cheese.
Zacky Cheese, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the center stage, we welcome Zacky Cheese.
But he orders his food now. Like he's gonna a 4-piece chicken nugget meal, but now he has to get, because Zach will get 6-piece chicken nugget meal and a cheeseburger. So now he has to get 4-piece chicken nugget and a hamburger. So that's what Zacky Cheese gets.
Oh.
I go, why do you like him?
Yeah.
But he loves his Zacky Cheese.
Could be Bun Patty Bun.
Yeah, that's true. My granddaughter is Bun Patty Bun. She likes nothing. She's at school yesterday. And for 2 weeks, my daughter's been making her the peanut chocolate. What's it called?
A ham
Nutella,
sandwich.
Nutella. What's that spread?
Nutella.
Oh, Nutella.
I guess it has peanuts in it.
Hazelnuts.
Well, they took the sandwich away from her. She's been going for 2 weeks. She just eats the same thing every day. They took it away from her because someone is allergic to peanuts.
Yep.
But it's
in her class. I'm like, so when did peanuts become a weapon of mass destruction.
It's
for like at least 15 years. Yeah.
15, 20 years now. Yeah.
I grew up my whole life, never met anybody who could get killed by a peanut. And I'm not trying to make light of it. But why does she have to lose her peanut? Why does she have to lose her sandwich? Because
I thought hazelnut would be like an alternative.
No, it's different.
They took it away because
somebody
had.
It's a legal thing. Like some of these peanut allergies are so fucking bad. Like that even like breathing in someone's like the smell of someone's lunch could put someone to death. Like
so here's my saying. If I go to, it's like I'm going to rob someone, I know they have a peanut allergy, and I just use a peanut. So give me all your money. I'm going to throw this peanut at you.
Fucking twisted, Jack. But
wait. It's twisted. But would I go to jail to say, hey, they gave me the money? They threatened me with a peanut. What do you mean I threatened you with a peanut? So I wouldn't have to use a gun. I just use a peanut. Am I right?
I have no clue how you got to this point.
I'm just saying, because if someone can be killed by the smell of a peanut, touching a peanut, and I go, okay, give me your Bentley, or I'm gonna throw this peanut at you.
That you would be charged if you knew the person had a peanut allergy that was deadly.
But how do you prove? How do you prove it?
Because why the fuck else would you bring a peanut?
Okay, but I don't have the peanut. Right. I don't have the peanut on me. Right? I will throw this peanut at you if you don't give me your Bentley. I think I've got the full proof. I think I've got it. You could rob banks with that.
I think there's definitely like a
put the little note, the little
CSI
peanut on it.
Or
you put a little note on there with a peanut.
Order.
Give me all your money.
Mm-hmm.
And the peanut, they go, ah.
No, you walk up to the teller with a little bag, and like a grenade, like you're gonna get out there like any second. I can just rip this baby open.
You're just gonna walk around at all times and have a top hat, glasses, and a cane.
Right, Mr. Peanut. Mr. Peanut's a serial killer.
That would be one way to really fuck with kids, though. At school. I was like, I dressed up like Mr. Peanut.
That could be the scary Halloween costume this year, right?
For sure.
Mr. Peanut. No,
this has been a thing for a while. You just haven't been affected.
No, I know it's been a thing for a while, but I didn't know you could lose your sandwich because some kid in the class has a peanut allergy.
We literally have two different categories, parts of our cabinet for snacks for kids, because you can't bring any of that to school.
I never had kid growing up in my city ever died from a peanut. So why all of a sudden now is it?
You grew up in Yorktown, PA.
I grew in San Diego, California. I was born in York, PA.
I'm sure there was somebody in San Diego that died at some point.
It never made the news.
From peanut. Okay.
It is.
I'm not Googling this right now.
Jack,
but...
You're right. It's just kind of a new phenomenon in the last 15 years.
Is it like the coronavirus? I mean, why can't we get shots for peanut death? Now, again, if you have peanut allergies, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just trying to figure out, when did it become a deadly weapon?
I didn't know about it either. I until 2011, because I remember, when I was selling insurance, I went to a school to renew all of their school's insurance policies, and we always brought candy. It's like a little bowl out there for people. You're an employee at a school, and you come and sit down, and I do your paperwork, and then you go on about your way. And I remember someone looking at me going, "Was like, oh, you have Snickers in here. You have this in here." I'm like, "Yeah, so." And he's like, "You can't do that." And I was just like, "Why?" And he's like, "Peanut allergies." And I was like, and I'd never heard of that until 2011. So
when I used to coach hockey, we used to have this camp, and this kid was a great kid, but the mom was a little, I don't know. But anyway, he had all these allergies where we couldn't have this, we couldn't do this, we couldn't do this, we couldn't do this, we couldn't do this. I said, all right, what can Bubble Boy do? That's basically what I'm trying to say. I mean, what can he do? Right. And I said, but he can put on hockey gear. It's probably the most germ-infested thing in the world is hockey gear.
It's not the same thing though.
I get it, but we're talking plastic, we're talking this. I go, what does he have?
Probably the funniest thing John said.
John says, guy I knew had a peanut allergy, hit his head. and became a Padres fan.
Would you rather be a Giants fan this season? I don't think so. Anyway. No, I'm just trying to say, when did, again, so for the beginning of time, people have been dying from peanuts, but nobody knew.
No, it's not the case. Like it's a phenomenon, like Nick was mentioning. Like there is something that has happened genetically amongst people in reproduction of like our environment, what we're eating, what we're doing, like whatever. There's something that's causing that to. That's what I'm within the last 15 years. But like it's crazy. I have friends who have kids with severe peanut allergies, and like they have had really bad shit happen. And
and I don't want anybody. I'm just joking. I don't want anyone to get sick.
I get it, but
it just boggles my mind that all of a sudden because peanuts are in almost everything.
Yeah,
peanut oil, peanut this, peanut that, peanut this. It's just like it's
crazy.
Anyway,
you know what's also in everything? Our emails. Right? We got an email?
Yeah, but okay. It doesn't.
Well, are we done with the peanut talk?
Well, no, I know Chris was trying to you said before we started, right? You had not. I was just trying to pull. I was just trying to like steer this ship to shore.
I was getting thrown under the bus at this point.
I wasn't here to hear Chris. I wasn't here when Chris was.
I do.
I don't want to be here any longer than an hour.
I'm trying to just. Okay.
Trying to wrap it up. You're not the producer, Chris. I mean, Matt. You're
okay.
You're the stand-in.
Okay. Clearly, Jack is here.
This is Matt's show.
No. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to do what I call in the biz peanut shell game. Like find a peanut, right?
You can't do that because if
Did
kid touches a peanut.
You just threaten Jack with peanuts?
So what happens if you're at a ball game and you're eating peanuts?
You don't go.
You don't go. Yeah.
No. I'm saying then the person in front of you don't know.
No,
the person who has an allergy doesn't go.
If you have a severe peanut allergy that could lead to death, you just don't go to a game.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not without your bubble.
Because I there was something on Twitter. This lady was at a football game, was throwing up. She's just like, just pouring out.
I saw that one.
And the lady in front, I go, wow, she doesn't even flinch. And then I realized she had like a neck brace.
Yeah.
And the lady's just throwing up on her. And I go, and people are looking around going like, no big deal. And seriously, I go, this lady is like throwing up everywhere.
It was gross.
The Nashville Sounds have free nut night.
Oh, really?
Nut free night.
Nut free, Jack. Not free nut.
Just how you can flip those two words and becomes a totally different sentence.
Oh, God.
All right, let me read this again. Will Fry says the Nashville Sounds have nut free night. But why can't we again?
And Randy says he's got a lot of no nut nuts.
And then John, the retired guy, don't shake hands with Jimmy Carter either. He was a peanut farmer for people who don't remember.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, it just seems like we were able to battle COVID. Why can't we help these kids and people that have severe peanut allergies?
Well, one's a virus and one is an immunity.
I get it, but let's figure this out. I like peanuts. I mean,
you sound like you could be like a Republican ad writer right now. Fucking peanuts. 2024.
Fucking peanuts.
Peanuts are the fucking liberal scum. Great peanuts.
Hey,
they're weaponizing peanuts to take us down.
Is Putin allergic to peanuts? Because they're trying to assassinate him, right? They've attempted to assassinate him. If he's allergic to peanuts, like you said, Nick, send him a Snickers.
You send him a Fluffinetta.
Yeah.
We're now in like 13 minutes into this peanut conversation.
I'm going to read the email. It's from Randy.
Good.
This was intended, I believe, to be read before anyone said anything about the poll that was supposed to be put up. But
forgot. I forgot.
So it says, guys,
like it fucking matters.
Doritos poll posted in the Jay and Jack's Facebook group. Congratulations, Boston's Salsa Randito.
No, it's Salsa Rio, man.
No, Salsa Rio, but he said he is called Salsa Randito.
Salsa Randito. I like it.
Dig it.
I am the saucy Rendito.
Yeah.
Looks
I
good.
bet you know.
You guys don't remember
I
the
bet
Frito
if
song, do you?
enough people wrote Frito Olay, they would bring back salsa dough.
Let's do it.
Frio.
Start an online petition.
They should bring back the little. They used to have erasers on Fritos a bag of potato chips. They said a little eraser, Frito Bendito. It was a Bendito. I should have saved it because it's probably worth millions now. But
It's worth $5.99.
I put it on my
Well,
fence.
if you remember, I did reach out to Frito-Lay a few years back when I first started complaining about this shit in the show, and they actually did respond to me. They just sent me like fucking coupons for free Doritos and said,
That's
sorry.
usually what happens. Yeah.
Well, if we had enough people doing it.
Yeah. You have to get like an online. That's the thing. The difference between 30 years ago and today is that it used to be you could do that. You could write the company, and they'd take it under advisement and then see if they would or would not. Now you have to basically get a fucking Twitter uproar.
Right.
You
have to get it trending.
Yeah, if you get it trending for them to even take notice.
Well, let's do it. Let's get it trend. Who uses Twitter still?
Well, I mean, I think the only Crayons account would probably be the only one that has the weight to do.
Yeah, I think so. What are you eating now?
Doritos.
We inspired him.
Oh.
He's eating peanuts.
Again, I know I'm gonna get peanut hate mail. I don't know.
No, I was
asking questions, but I do think it'd be the perfect crime.
Well, I mean, we like a good nut. I do wonder with the peanut allergy, does it affect?
Sorry, John. I'm blessed.
It was that thing. Apparently, you got excited.
I don't know, John. We might get some more listeners. So
you maybe
some
like
live viewers.
It's either a single or a triple boob for your channel, and go live, and you'll blow up on Twitter or TikTok.
Wait for it. Okay. Am I right?
Play the pause game.
Oh, that yeah.
Anyway, look how talented I am, and they're making like millions. Those people.
Oh, tons. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about
that was posted. I think yesterday. It was like the most online purchased company. Like Amazon, of course, is number one, and OnlyFans was number two. It was like just online what do we call it? Like when you're purchasing something online.
Transactions.
Transactions, yes.
Yeah. Well, we didn't talk about, was it Adam Levine? He got in trouble for.
Oh yeah.
He's in bad shape.
Yeah.
And then 4 more women came forward today.
But
now he says it's not a physical thing, so it comes down to: is he cheating? Is he not cheating?
Who are you talking about?
Adam Levine from Maroon 5.
What I'm loving about that though is that people are taking that message that was posted about like, damn baby, you look good, or you look like that, look at that, whatever, and they're putting different photos up. So like some of them are like people's cats, all these different things.
You got to think what he was. You got to think what someone famous should not be doing stupid stuff like that.
No, of course not.
Sherry mentioned he named one of his daughters after one of the girls that he was dating on the side.
That
That's
is
fucking
creepy
weird.
I thought he wanted to. I thought he wanted to. I thought that's.
Well, still fucking really weird.
Still, yeah. No, seriously.
It's weird that he named her Peanut. Wait, hey, I just thought of something. Can you watch Charlie Brown if you have a peanut allergy?
Okay, let's not be silly here.
You can't read the comics anymore.
Can't read the comic anymore.
But the cartoons are never called Peanuts. They're called Charlie Brown and blah blah blah.
He asked for permission to name his daughter after her. It's still fucking weird.
Yeah, and his wife was a former Victoria's Secret model, right?
Like, I mean, it would be one thing if like the woman I'm married to, like, she likes a name and I'm like, I had an ex this name, but I like the name. Is that cool with you? That'd be one thing. Be another completely different thing to be like, hey, so I dated this girl and I really like her name. I would really like my daughter. I don't know. It's still weird.
Yeah, it's
So
weird. And she's pregnant right now too. I mean, it's just
It's kind of like
bad timing.
Yeah, it's like because I still online date. If I do see someone with the same name as my sister, I automatically say no. It's like I don't care how hot you are. It's like I'm not dating someone with the same name as my sister.
That could be your soulmate.
It could be, but I'm still not doing it.
Yeah.
She could be as bitter as you. You don't know that.
But now that you think of it, it's kind of weird because like I think the first girlfriend I had like from grade school, her brother's name was Matt. And now I'm thinking about it and that's kind of really weird.
Keep it in the family.
So
there's many a Southern joke that we did not just make in the last 30 seconds.
we're above that. We're
above that.
Higher.
Are we above that?
Kinda.
I mean, we know that 23andMe is a dating site for the Southern people. I didn't realize my cousins were so hot. I'm gonna reach out to them.
You got no weird reaction to cilantro too? Let's go.
He's just my second cousin, so it's all good. Hey, you know what? It happened a lot in the past. So, sure, it's fine now. Have you seen Game of Thrones? Oh, wait, sorry. House of Dragon.
I was watching the last episode. I started watching it, and I had to stop for some reason, and just remembered today I hadn't finished it.
Oh.
Anyway.
That's what Nancy Reagan said.
Oh, she finishes it.
She was like, oh, I need to get some...
I can't get this taste out of my mouth.
Need to get somebody sucked out of here.
Let me try 23andMe.
I'm
we are fucking terrible. we are just like shitty people right now.
We're not getting sucked off. We're not going to heaven.
We're fucking terrible people.
I just doubled down. I was like, might as well have a drink. That'll loosen me up. That'll liven up the show.
Yeah, fuck you, Admiral D. Don't be such a scumbag.
Yeah.
Also,
we're perfect.
Also topical, and also funny. I don't know if you've seen the most recent thing about Trump could just think things were declassified.
I just saw that. I go,
he said.
Just
stop.
stop.
Just think them declassified, and then immediately put it together with the Office clip of Michael Scott coming out and saying, "I declare bankruptcy."
I didn't see that.
I could just make things happen by saying them because I'm the president. I don't know.
I said, okay,
talk about a god complex.
This can't be fucking true. And then I go, it's fucking true. I go,
it's all on tape.
I know. I get it. But I'm just like going, come on, people are just making this shit up.
To be fair, we've been dealing with this for a really long time. Of like, I can't believe he said that. I can't believe he said that. I can't believe he said that.
Well, then you heard he said about Hillary Clinton, right?
Yeah. They're looking for those Hillary Clinton emails.
He's like, wait, what? In the middle of the interview, he's like,
yeah, the FBI was looking for Hillary Clinton's email at Mar-a-Lago. Go figure.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had him the whole time.
If you haven't seen it, Nick, it's a complete batshit. Oh my god.
It's actually one of the things I've liked, like since moving to this house, is that I have not watched the news in like a year.
Dude,
so
it is fucking.
It's so nice.
Yeah, I just watched it on YouTube. I watch YouTube.
Yeah.
What things happen, and I go, all right.
I usually read.
That's what I mean. I usually read. Yeah. I don't really watch.
But then I saw the person on TikTok that spliced together the interview with the Michael Scott thing, and I was like, this is just too fucking good. And then somebody
I think
photoshopped his face on Genie from I Dream of Genie, and he's going like this, like declassified, like Genie did. Yeah, exactly that.
All right, Bewitch, go.
I haven't seen that one yet, but I'm hoping.
No, I'm saying it's probably out there.
Oh, it's
I just, you know,
it's nuts.
It's a sad world we live in. But you know, Tim Allen made a joke the other day about Biden. He was on 60 Minutes. He goes, "How long is this show?" It's all he said, and people are just like blasting. I'm like, okay, it was a fucking joke. I go,
it was kind of funny.
It was funny. I go, what's the big fucking? And people are going, oh, that's why he should never be in toys. I go, are we really angry over this little joke? I go, that's enough. And people are putting in things that he put about positive about Biden. And people are going,
like, lighten up.
It doesn't matter. He said something that I don't agree with.
Right.
Lighten up, Francis.
I just okay. I get, you know, okay, you got former president thinking he can, you know, declassify things in his mind. Okay, that's fucked up. I mean, that's just, but
that's fucking bonkers.
A comedian makes a joke, a subtle joke. I mean, it's not. He wasn't saying anything that you say about any president. We're allowed to make in this country. We're allowed to make fun of the president. You can't get your.
That's
you can't
what
get,
makes us
you,
our country.
You can't get beheaded because you make fun of the president, right? You can't. Some countries, you say something about someone.
Wait a couple of years and let's see who gets back in office.
That's true, but as of now, we're not living in where you get your hands chopped off. Well, you know, I go, come on, we're really going to attack Tim Allen because he made a stupid joke.
Sure.
And it's just like people are just so angry. It's like, oh my god, we got to lighten up, people. We got to lighten up.
Mm.
We got to all get sucked off.
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
How now? Well, if you get your internet working.
Okay, what if the person that was going to suck you up has your sister's name?
Wait, what? I missed that one.
And that's not a Southern thing. I'm just saying. You said you wouldn't date anyone that has your sister's name.
No, I wouldn't.
Is it a pretty common name?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it's just the weirdness of it.
Mary Lou.
Sure.
No, actually, my sister. It is interesting. My sister does not have a double name, which is actually very common in the South.
Yeah, that is.
Let me follow up question, real world, because you mentioned Tinder. So the real selection. What if you happen to come across a porn clip when the porn actress's name is the same name as your sister?
Well, it's all a fake name anyway, so it's all right.
Well, what do you do?
Well, it's still the image.
Like,
I mean, if I'm reading the name, then I'm clearly missed the point of going to that site. But
I rarely look at words.
Yeah, exactly.
I can make documents. Just
it's kind of like how back in 20 years ago they actually had stories. It's like, why are they putting stories in these? No one's just fast forward over it anyway. It's like,
true.
Don't really care that you're a candy striper.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's why you're in the broom closet, okay.
Story. I was in House of Cards and House of the Dragon. 12 hours. I had to do this. 12 hours.
Right.
And your mother got her hand caught in the sink again.
I would really prefer adjectives like step or daughter or sister or teen, MILF. Just remove all of them, okay, and just have woman. And one more thing. Can we just legit? If it's brunette, it's brunette. Okay. I don't want to see some blonde ass bitch in there. Okay, it's brunette. Okay.
I just read the private chat. From odds and ends.
Hypothetically speaking, I would never do it.
It was better at the time, but yeah.
Hypothetically, I'm actually referring to my youth when I was in my 20s. Don't do that stuff anymore. Never touch the stuff.
Cheap.
What are we talking about?
Nancy Reagan. What is the title of this episode going to be? Because it seems,
fuck peanuts.
Sucking on peanuts.
I'm gonna get a shirt. It has a Ghostbuster shirt, but with a peanut.
Ooh, sure.
Oh shit!
What about
I've
sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you don't.
I've still been.
I don't like almond joys.
Mounds don't.
I've still been meaning to try that, like what Chris was talking about, like months ago or a year ago, about eating the peanut with the shell still, because he was talking about how. And I've been meaning to do that.
So yeah.
What do you mean? Chewing the peanut whole?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, I'd like that.
Now that I've had a little liquor in my system here, I can go ahead and
especially since I can't spit out the shell, it's going to kill somebody.
The Law and Order CSI thing. Here's the murder. 2 coworkers working in an office, right? One dies, right? You know, they share a cubicle space, right? The other coworker, one of the coworkers, right? They die because they have a peanut allergy. There's no peanuts in the office anywhere. They don't know how it happened. The other coworker was eating peanuts at home because the other coworker like pisses them off, and they actually fart peanut dust and kills the other.
Well, I would like to formally thank Matt for naming the episode.
Peanut dust, peanut
fart dust is absolutely going to be the episode title. Well done.
On House of Dragons, could the person that may have died, could someone had slipped a peanut in there?
Probably not.
Who died other than the guy who got his face bashed in?
Someone looks like they died at the end.
I'm just saying, Hollywood, this is a storyline there. You could use it.
Peanut fart dust.
Peanut fart dust, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
How did he die? We don't know.
We have no idea.
We have no motive.
He was dusted.
He was dusted. Again, that's what I'm saying.
Johnny was butt dusted.
Just think of all the options you have, and you would never go to jail.
Now, latex.
You can't unless it's Donald Trump. He would know it's in your mind that you were trying to kill someone with a peanut.
Well, yeah, because Donald Trump can say, "I'm no longer allergic to peanuts."
Yes,
I thought it.
You could just blink it into existence.
I don't need a peanut mask.
I don't need a process. Just pick it up.
You're great. I'm great. Peanuts are great.
Moron.
Unless you're fucking people that don't like peanuts.
Dust in the wind. Yes.
Well.
Dust in the wind.
That would be.
All we are is dust in the wind. Peanut dust in the wind.
Peanut fart dust in the wind.
Peanut fart dust in the wind. That's a big title. That's a big peanut.
There's peanut dust in the wind.
I still feel like there was another TV show I watched because I binged a lot.
Mr. Peanut Serial Killer.
And I felt like I watched a lot of TV and I didn't talk a lot about it, but whatever. All I see is your reflection in it.
I can't see it.
So the Daily Show tweeted out or Instagrammed out, whatever the fuck that you call that. He was actually he was quoting the article from Donald Trump's interview with Sean Hannity. It says, "Your Honor, the defendant pleads Jedi." Fucking the Daily Show is on fire. Like their writers are fantastic.
But by the way, Nick, I liked your this is in our Owen and Brews chat. Sorry,
I like to animate Jack.
You had mentioned that your sister had said sorry I failed, or she sent you like I failed you. Like
no, I sent that to her.
Oh, you sent that to her.
It's like her question was, what does BBY mean? And I was like, before Battle of Yavin. And it's just one of those things. It's like she's a big Star Wars fan as well, but then it's just like one of those where I was like, wrote back to her like, "I failed you," like how, like because it was one of those like, how do you not know that at this point?
Is she a hater? Is she an easy hater?
No, she's a lot more. We're similar in some ways, but she's a lot more enjoyable person than I am.
It's
you're an enjoyable person.
It's Nick's way of saying that he's twisted by the dark side.
Yeah, she's more willing to accept something with flaws than I am. Whereas, and I will just, if I get down the dark path, I will just shit on it nonstop.
Really?
Yeah, that seems so weird.
Wow,
when have you ever done
how
this?
long with you? And I never saw this side.
Tell me what you think about the end of Game of Thrones.
Force Awakens.
Yeah.
life.
Y'all
Kenobi.
all those things. Oh yeah, I'll tell you some weird shit. Yeah, like after we stop recording. Yeah, I can go off on some rants. Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, because some stuff is just logic for me. You know, it's like I can ruin anything. I was talking about Harry Potter the other day.
Ruin anything?
Yeah,
that's gotta be one of the highlights. And Nick can just fucking ruin anything. Like,
and he's the one that said it.
Well, my sister was bitching at me because I've never read Harry Potter, and I was like, I don't need to read Harry Potter. And she's like, yeah, you do. It's so good. I was like, it's Star Wars. It's a lame version of Star Wars. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, look, it's an orphaned protagonist who raised by his aunt and uncle who does not believe in what he believes in. I was like, who is then adopted by an old wizard guy who's then later also trained by another older wizard guy. I was like, and then his two friends also happened to hook up and get together in the end. I was like, it's fucking Star Wars. And then and I was talking to her about how Dumbledore is really the true villain, not Voldemort. And she's like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah. I was like, look about it. His entire plot is setting up Harry to die so he can beat Voldemort. I was like, and then he imprisons Sirius Black the entire time because he's his godfather, and he knows that if Sirius Black is Harry Potter's godfather, he can raise him correctly with money, and he will avoid all the bad things that would happen to him. I was like, that's how fucked up the story is. And she's just like, why do you think about shit like this? Because I do.
Thanks for ruining Harry Potter for me.
You're welcome.
No, not me.
Hey, speaking of Harry Potter, I learned that Aunt Petunia, the actress that plays Aunt Petunia, is on Andor. She plays Marva.
Oh yeah. I knew her from she was in
haven't gotten there yet.
I'll throw you.
Sorry.
She was in
but it's not a spoiler. There's just another character named Marva.
She was on the National Lampoon. She was in 3 Men and a Little Lady. She's been in lots of stuff. She's a famous English actress. Yeah.
Has the actress Bix appeared in the first episode?
Yeah.
Or the person Bix? Yeah.
Bix is female?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She can get some. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She's my favorite.
So what was interesting is I was trying to figure out, like, obviously I've only seen the first episode, and you're kind of going back and forth between like the flashbacks and today.
Yeah.
Like, is that his sister?
Oh, right. It is a little confusing, and I think
it is. Yeah,
I think that is the one thing that kind of like the flipping back and forth in time is a little.
Yeah.
I don't think it's meant to be a sister because they've clearly known each other for a while. I mean, it could be like a weird thing where it's like they've known each other this whole time and they shouldn't realize it, but I don't think it's meant to be his sister.
Could have been 23andMe.
It's his brother.
I think so I've been moonlighting with Jay on Geek Dad Life talking about Andor. He pulled me in. It's like I feel like the Godfather. He like pulled me back in. He was like, "Hey,
you know who he never asks? This guy." And you know,
I never get asked.
So that was one of Jay's complaints was the flashback aspect, and that
it was a bit long.
He said that basically no, he wasn't complaining about the flashbacks. Oh. He just was saying like he wanted a transition. He was like so conditioned with Loss that he wanted the whooshing noise to let you know that you're like
the typical
moving.
Star Wars kind of fade thing. Yeah.
So
like to me that was a bit weird. Of like, is that whole childhood supposed to be a Lord of the Flies type situation?
Hey, don't give anything away for Mr. Chris up here.
Yeah, but it is kind of weird. It's just like growing up with kids.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can't remember all that happens in the first episode, so that's why I think the childhood version appears in the first episode, right?
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm enjoying Andor.
Yeah, I'm optimistic.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously you want it to go darker
until I hate it.
You want more scenes of like characters staring like blankly, glassy-eyed at other characters.
I want.
Oh, good. He cut out.
I want people with bags of peanuts. Just throwing peanuts at people.
Get your peanuts here. Oh, you know what? We have because I drank. We have gone a lot longer than our normal show, and I was trying to end this.
Some producer you are. If I was producing, it'd be over.
You know what? You're the producer.
Our head would. I'm not the producer. Fuck that. Who started the show?
Okay, I'm ending it. Well, you have to say the spiel. I'm not saying the spiel. I'm not hosting. This is a
you are
part-time
host.
gig.
No, it's not part. You're back full time, baby.
I did no.
You're back to producer full time. Yep.
No, you can't do that to me.
You know what we should do though before we come to this decision? Take another commercial break.
Fuck.
Not it.
Well, you know what I can do? I can bring you right fucking back.
All right.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Randy was right. I was trying to end this show 40 minutes ago. So, Jack, where can people send their emails?
You can send your emails to
rcadcast@gmail.com.
Gmail.com. That's rcadcast@gmail.com.
And you can also give us a review. Nah, fuck it. You're not going to do that. If we've insulted anyone today,
which we definitely
we probably have, and we apologize.
Like probably more so today than usual.
Peanut allergy.
Jack does not speak for me.
Nick says, "Fuck you. I don't care."
Bitch.
Do what?
Matt referred to a woman as a bitch in this episode.
Me?
Did he?
You did.
Well, I just want to say that when I was producing the show, we didn't upset people.
Just kind of a general.
Matt's producing the show, and suddenly
I don't want some blonde bitch.
Oh, that's right. You did say that.
Yeah.
Blame the liquor.
Hey,
that's what I was trying to say.
You're like the Trump of the episode because you go and say all this shit, but people still fucking vote for you.
Do not say that.
Still fucking vote for you, no matter how much.
Matt is such a good guy. Matt is the best.
You are the Trump of this
episode. They give him a hard time all the time.
Could that be the title? You are the Trump of this episode.
John, the retired guy who already was pissed that it was a Matt-centric episode, is just saying, just end the show already. I would, but Jack has to say who the patrons are.
We have to thank some very special patrons.
We thank all our patrons, but we're going to thank 5 at this time.
Yeah.
Tack from Paris, Eckhart Rickner Gleffler, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, and Ed, the creepy letter carrier. Thanks for what you do and all you do. We'll be back later.
I thought you were like patting your chest, like to my peeps. This was a great show. It was 1 in 20 trillion.
There you go.
Blonde bitch.